He had women throwing themselves at him. He ordered men to be torn apart with chainsaws. He ran a $30 billion empire built on blood and cocaine. Pablo Escobar wasn't just a drug lord. Welcome to Stoic Man Channel. It is brutal thread. Let's deep dive. 1. The poor worshipped him. The rich feared him. Escobar didn't just sell drugs. He owned the people. While politicians and the elite hoarded wealth, he built houses, schools, and hospitals for the poor. To them, he wasn't a criminal. He was Robin Hood. But Robin Hood didn't butcher his enemies in the streets. Lesson? People will forgive any crime if they believe you're on their side. 2. The most wanted man and the most untouchable. By the late 80s, he was making $420 million a week. Yet he walked the streets without fear. Why? The police were on his payroll. The judges were too scared to convict him. The government was paralyzed by his power. Even when America wanted him dead, he had his own private prison, built to his own liking with prostitutes, a nightclub, and a soccer field. Lesson? If you have enough power and money, the rules don't apply to you. 3. Plata o plomo, silver or lead. Escobar didn't ask for loyalty. He bought it or forced it. Any cop, politician, or businessman who stood in his way got a choice. Plata silver. Take the bribe, shut up, and get rich. Plomo lead. Refuse, and take a bullet to the head. Thousands chose wrong. He burned entire neighborhoods to send a message. He had journalists assassinated in broad daylight. He even blew up a commercial airliner just to kill one man. Lesson? Fear is the strongest currency. 4. The sickest thing he did to get women. Escobar had any woman he wanted. He would send his men to clubs with stacks of cash and tell them, pick out the most beautiful ones. Bring them to my estate. They didn't get a choice. They were brought in blindfolded and told who they were about to meet. Some went willingly. Others were never heard from again. He even had underage girls trafficked to his mansion, where he used them like disposable objects. Lesson? Money makes men gods, but gods don't have morals. 5. The time he burned $2 million to stay warm. On the run in the mountains, hiding from Colombia's entire military, his daughter was freezing. So Escobar did what no man on earth would ever do. He burned stacks of cash worth $2 million to keep her warm. To him, money wasn't real. It was paper to burn, because he knew he could make more. Lesson? The richest men on earth aren't the ones who hoard money. They're the ones who see it as a tool to get whatever they want. 6. The government couldn't stop him, so they declared war. By 1991, Escobar owned Colombia. The government had 2 choices: accept that a drug lord had more power than them, or hunt him down like an animal. They chose war. 16,000 military troops were deployed. The CIA and DEA worked day and night to track him. His family was placed under house arrest. But even on the run, he lived like a king. His hideouts had luxury pools, gold-plated guns, and an army of loyal men. Lesson? When you get too powerful, the world turns against you. 7. His own empire betrayed him. Escobar had a rule. If you worked for him, you were paid more than anyone else. But there was a problem. When a man gets too big, the people under him get jealous. His own men started flipping on him for millions in rewards. His rivals wanted him dead, so they could take his place. Even his closest allies turned their backs to save themselves. Lesson? No one stays at the top forever. Even kings get their throats slit. 8. The final chase and his last mistake. December 2nd, 1993. After 16 months on the run, Escobar made a single mistake. He called his son from a known phone line. Colombian intelligence traced the call within minutes. As soon as they knew where he was, they stormed the house. Escobar ran across the rooftop, trying to escape. But this time there was no escape. One bullet hit his leg. One bullet hit his torso. One bullet hit his ear, execution style. Escobar died face down in the dirt. 9. What happened after he died? In any other country, a drug lord's death would be celebrated, but not in Colombia. Thousands of people wept. Women threw themselves on his casket. His funeral was packed with mourners who saw him as a saint. He had killed, tortured, and destroyed thousands of lives. Yet to some, he was still a hero. Lesson? The world doesn't care if you're a monster. If you give people what they want, they'll worship you anyway. 10. The final truth about Escobar. Was he a legend or just a monster who got lucky? It doesn't matter, because in his time, Pablo Escobar controlled the world. He bought politicians. He controlled law enforcement. He had women fighting over him. He turned entire cities into war zones. He died with more power than most men will ever see. The real lesson? Power isn't about being good. Power is about taking control by any means necessary. If this video added value to your life, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more content like this.